Welcome. Man, y'all caught me on lunch, right? Y'all caught me on lunch right now. So please do excuse me. I'm eating Popeye's boneless wings right now. So y'all gonna have to excuse me. But for those that are gonna catch this on the replay, that's what's going on right now, okay? I'm waiting for some people to get up in here. And we'll do the whole spiel. Not gonna take too much of y'all time because this can be a timely manner. I'm just gonna give the basics on it, or the basic knowledge that I'm gonna give out on it, and explain why payroll service, if you are a contractor, independent contractor, 1099 worker, anything of that nature, it would behoove you to have a payroll service. I'm gonna tell that in a minute. And y'all caught me on lunch, so I'm gonna eat in the same time that I spill this information to y'all. Alright? So, you got to bear with me. I hope you do. But welcome to everybody that is in here on this live for tuning in. I know I was supposed to do this on Thursday, which was yesterday. But if you follow me on Instagram, which everybody that follows me on here should be following me on Instagram, if you have an Instagram, you knew why I wasn't able to do the live feed on YouTube yesterday on the same topic. Local problems, okay? That doesn't look like the lunch we packed. Shay, I already ate that sandwich. I ain't got nothing left. I'm still hungry. I already ate that. That's gone. Al Smith in the building. Blessings, brother. Shout out to the bishop. What's going on, man? Thanks for being here. Alright, I'll give y'all about another 1 minute for the live people to get in here. For the replay people, just bear with me. Another minute, okay? Like I said, I'm on my lunch for 30-minute break. So y'all gonna have to eat with me on this, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be what it is, sorry. I appreciate that, D King. Says salute. I appreciate it. About another 20 seconds. And then I'm gonna get a breakdown to y'all. And hopefully you guys will utilize this information. Trust me, all the information that I give out to y'all is not by he say, she say, is off of trial and error through me doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, Lo got the munchies. Yo, I do, man. I'm hungry as hell. I've been working. I'm hungry as hell. I still got another 2 hours I got to drive back. So, I'm hungry. I got to get something to eat. Get that spicy. Hey, Adam. I don't know if these are the boneless wings, so I don't know if they come spicy or not, but it feels like it got a spice to it. Alright. I mean, it's so rude, right? You're on my lunch break, okay? You're on my lunch break. Another bite of this biscuit and I get started. Man, this thing is smacking. I ain't gonna lie. This shit's smacking. Okay? Am I bored? No, I'm not bored at all. I'm not bored at all. I could be eating. That's what I could be doing. But I'm about to put y'all up on some game. For those that are willing to listen, I'm about to put you on some game. Alright, so here it is. For many years, okay, myself was paying myself from my LLC because you can do that, right? Because when you have an LLC and you're the owner of the LLC, you drive the truck, you're a contractor, you could pay yourself out of your dividends, also known as a pass-through, right? Which a lot of contractors right now that are leasing trucks, that are whatever 1099, whatever they're doing, is more than likely doing a pass-through, okay? Meaning that they're paying themselves out of their business account. They're just going into their business account, cutting themselves like a salary, or they're gonna say, look, I keep $1,000, and they go off of that, okay? They don't have like a payroll service. Now, I'm gonna explain to you the importance on why you need to change what you're doing. If you're doing it that way, you need to change what you're doing and do it the proper way, okay? Now, for like I said, my first 5 years in trucking, I was doing exactly what everybody else is doing as far as being a lease operator and paying myself. I would use it as a pass-through. I would just go into when the money would get deposited into my business account, then I would just go into my business account and I would just pull the funds from there on whatever I wanted, and then whatever with the rest, that left the rest in the business account. Well, what happens when you do this is, one, you don't separate yourself from your business, okay? And what you need to do is you need to separate yourself as an employee from your business, okay? Yes, I know. You're gonna be like, well, how is that possible if I own the company and my name is on the company? You still will be the owner of the company, okay? But what you need to do is you need to set yourself up as an employee, okay? So as much as we talk about paying ourselves $1,000 or what have you, you need to do it the legit way, all right? Now you could choose from, there's many payroll services out here that you can use. ADP, Paychecks, Intuit Payroll, there's a couple other ones, okay? Those are the major three that I know of, and those are the three ones that I have actually used, okay? So, like I said, there's some other ones out there, but those are the three that I've used. And now I'm gonna tell you here real quickly on what to do, because I know a lot of people are gonna feel like how I felt at one point in time, where I felt like if you do it that way, you double taxing, right? Or it would seem like it's double taxing, right? Because if you get a payroll service and you cut yourself a salary of $1,000, okay, then the payroll service is going to, pull out your taxes based on your dependents, based on your allowances, all that stuff. So you fill out a W-2 form on yourself, okay? You gotta do a W-2 form on yourself. And they're gonna file the taxes on your behalf, okay? So what they're gonna end up doing is they're gonna go into your bank account, pull the funds to pay yourself out of your business account, and then they're gonna withhold the taxes to pay it for you as if you're a W-2 employee, like a regular 9-to-5 job, okay? Y'all need to get in this mental of doing this. And once again, here in a moment, I'm gonna explain why you need to be doing this, okay? Because I ran into this situation too, and I'm gonna give you guys the one way that I made it work, and then there was another way where it didn't work, okay? On basically bypassing or pass-throughing myself through my business without having myself on payroll. So what's going to happen when you put yourself on a payroll with a payroll service, all right? Make sure the first thing that you do is you make sure that you sign up for the full service with them, okay? Don't try to do this shit yourself, all right? Do not try to do self-service. Do not try to be responsible for withholdings or none of that shit, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're somewhere along the line, you're going to not know how to fill out the 941, okay? Or you're not going to be able to fill out or you might miss the point and period of when you need to turn this in, or you might end up trying to pocket your withholdings, okay, instead of actually sending them in. And the next thing you know, you're going to look up and you owe IRS for withholdings, all right? Ultimate no-no, all right? So when you sign up for this payroll service, or for a payroll service, make sure that you sign up for the full service as well. Have them pull the money from the business account, have them cut the check to you, have them pay the taxes on your behalf for you, okay? And have them do the paperwork for you on your behalf too. All right, so then that doesn't hold you liable. If anything on IRS messes up, it'll be on their end, okay? You put all the liability and responsibility on them, all right? Which, that's how you want to do it, okay? That's how you want to do it. You don't want to try to, trust me when I tell you, you don't want to try to self-service this shit, okay? Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to do it yourself. Pay the extra couple of bucks to give you the insurance that it's going to get done properly and get done right. All right. So the question that a lot of people are going to ask about it being double taxed, it's not. So what's going to happen is it comes into your business account, and as the business stands on its own, the business will pay you as an employee of your own business. All right. At the end of the year, payroll is a write-off. Okay. So for example, you bring in $100,000 for your business for the year. Your business generated $100,000. Okay. Now, you get to write off out of $100,000. Say you pay yourself $1,000 a week for 52 weeks. Okay. Well, the business is not going to be responsible for $52,000 of that $100,000, right? Because it's already been. It's not the business's responsibility to pay the taxes on that money. That's the employee, which that's what you make yourself, an employee, to pay the taxes on that. That's where the payroll service comes in, because they do all of that tax stuff for you. All right, they pull that stuff out for you. All right, so out of $100,000 that the business generated, $52,000 they don't have to pay taxes on. All right, so that means that only the $48,000 the business at that point in time has to pay taxes on, or any additional write-offs. Okay. The goal in business is to try to get yourself some deductions. Okay, is to try to get yourself some deductions. Now here's a prime example, another example. Okay, let's just say that you're doing the bypass or the pass-through, where you're paying yourself out of your business, but you don't have to set up on payroll service, so you just go in to your business account and you grab the money. Well, the business is going to be taxed on $100,000. It won't have nothing to write off. Okay, so it's going to be taxed at $100,000, opposed to if you put yourself on payroll service, the business can write that off, and you yourself as the employee is paying into taxes. And then of course at the end of the year, as you've been employed, you get to file a W-2. You know, you get your dependents on there, you have a couple of kids or whatever, you get a refund. All right, and then the business won't have to worry about needing to pay back a refund, because they're going to be writing that off. Okay, so in business, you want to try to get yourself some deductions to bring your tax liability down. Okay, you don't want to be having a big ass high tax liability, because the more you make, once again, the more they take. Okay, it's what it is. Okay, so this is why businesses try to get themselves a couple of deductions. Okay, but this is why whenever they have contractors, they payroll service that out and they send it down to the contractors. Okay, so they can write that payroll off. They don't want to be responsible for that. You know what I mean? At all. All right, so that's number one. Make sure that you get yourself a payroll service and you set yourself up as the independent contractor. You own your business still. So for instance, for like mine, Parks Motor Group stands alone. Okay, Loshawnparks, myself, yes, I do own Parks Motor Group, but I'm also an employee of Parks Motor Group. So I cut myself a salary through the payroll service. So let's say I want to pay myself $1,000. I put $1,000 down on payroll service. They take out the tax, W-2 worker, and then they cut me a check or direct deposit for what I get paid as the employee. And my business stands alone, separating myself completely from the business. All right. This is what can also be known as what people will call ironcladding your business, right? Completely separating yourself from your business. Okay. Even though, granted, you still are the owner of the company, but it just helps you out a lot more better. Okay. And now we're going to get into the second part on why it's important to do this. Okay. Because let's say, for instance, you want to, well, let me put it like this. If you have your dream house, your dream car, you got a gajillion dollars, and you ain't never gonna ever need financing on anything, then I guess you can continue to use your business as a pass-through. Okay, keep paying yourself out of your business because you got everything in life. You don't need nothing else. You don't want nothing else. You good. Okay, so if you a gajillionaire and you got everything that you already wanted in life, then you can just continue to do the pass-through. But for most of us out here that are looking to buy a house, looking to buy a car, looking to get bank financing on something, okay, whether it's that you got to go to a bank and get a loan for $20,000, $30,000, whatever, financing is what we're talking about, okay? If you got to get financing, all right, they're going to want to see how much you, the person that is applying for this, needing this credit, needing this finance, they're going to want to see how much you make, okay? And if you are paying yourself from your business account as a pass-through, well, guess what? You just shot yourself in the foot, because you don't have no way of verifying what you actually pay yourself, okay? For example, you're not going to be able to walk into the bank, have your LLC, have your business account, and you've been paying yourself out of your business account. You ain't got a payroll service. You walk in the bank, you need to get $20,000, $30,000 loan, right? So you walk in there, you say, hey, banker, branch manager, whatever, I want to get a loan for $30,000. They're going to say, okay, no problem, Mr. Such and Such. How are you going to be applying for this? Okay, well, I'm going to be applying for it. I'm going to be applying for it, right, for myself. Now, I know I'm going to get to it for the people that are going to say, what if you're applying with your business, you know, through your business? I'll tell you guys about that in a minute, because basically this is going to tie into it, because the business is going to stand alone, okay? The business is going to stand alone anyway, okay? So, but they're still going to want to put two and two together, because they want to see, even with you being the owner of this business, we still need to know how much you make individually, as how much are you paying yourself, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you walk in there, they're going to say, okay, how much you pay yourself? You say, well, I pay myself $1,000 a week. Okay. First thing the banker's going to ask is, do you have paycheck stubs to show that? Or do you have proof that you can show that? And if you're pulling from your banker, from your business account via pass-through, you don't have no proof to show that. Okay, they're not going to go off of you saying that you do that you pay yourself $1,000. They're going to need proof, okay? How do you provide proof? You're going to need to provide proof through a paycheck stub. And somebody right here, Trucker202 says, this isn't true. Navy Federal just approved me for a new MTG because all my accounts are with them. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know that from, like I said, there are ways around doing what I'm telling you, okay? It's called more paperwork, okay? I'm trying to give you the easiest way. I didn't say that you weren't going to be 100% approved, okay? I'm giving you an easier route, because if you go, listen, I got our car off of me saying I wasn't on payroll, you know what I'm saying? So I went in there and I told them that I was paying myself like this. I had to provide documentation on bank account, bank statements for the last XXX, W-2s, 1099s, tax returns for the last 2 years. We need to also see where you got money coming in from your contract into your business and things of that nature. That's a whole lot of fucking paperwork, okay? Whereas if I would have just went in there, showed proof that I paid myself on payroll X amount of dollars and showed where I separated from my business, I wouldn't have had to use all of this. I wouldn't have had need to get all of this paperwork, okay? That's a fact, okay? But I'm not saying that you can't do that, Trucker 202, because I done it. Even down to me getting the house. I still didn't have myself on payroll. But guess what? I had to provide a ass load of documents to show what I'm saying is true. Because they're not going to just go off of me saying that I made $100,000 this year and I paid myself. Now they're going to want to start, you're going to have to start going and showing proof of everything, okay? And this is just an easier way that you don't have to go and get all that documentation. Because like I said, I went into my banker and she put me up on game of this. I said, listen, I want to get a loan for XXXX. She's like, okay, how much do you pay yourself? I said, look, I take $1,000 and I'm using my LLC because it's a pass-through. She says, why you don't put yourself on payroll service? I said, what's the point of that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why. She was like, because it separates you from the business. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we can vouch that if you say that you make $52,000 a year, then we can run with that, opposed to, you know, and give you a loan off of that, opposed to you just telling us that you pay yourself $1,000 out of your business account. We can't prove that. You know what I mean? And nor can you. So once again, on the business side, you can get business funding and get things, because I've done that, but you have to show a lot of paperwork, okay? And it gets to the point where they damn near they start asking you for shit, and they know more about you than you know about yourself, right? And you're like, man, wow, I gotta really go through all this stuff. And you don't have to do that, okay? The best way to do it, payroll service, cut yourself the legitimate way, all right? Then you're able to, when you go into the bank, you can sit there and show and say, listen, I got a business, this is what it makes, and then this is what I pay myself, and this is the remaining amount of profit that the business has. You have completely put two things in their face where they can see everything being separated, and they can see the true profit to the business, opposed to you sitting there saying that you take $1,000 or $500 and then the rest is the business. That's no proof. It's no proof. And check it out. If you're trying to buy a house, let me tell you something. You can't go and buy a house with that damn business credit. I mean, with none of that business shit. All right? You can't do none of that. All right? In order to get a house, you're going to have to show paycheck stubs, okay? Because when you're buying a house, it's not commercial property. So you can't buy it with your business. You have to buy it personally, okay? Unless you're going to get commercial property, then you can start utilizing how much your business and all that, and then you still gonna have to show expenses and all that stuff. But if you're going to buy a house right now as an independent contractor, 1099 worker, and you walk up and try to get financing for a house, you are probably going to get denied because you can't prove that you're actually paying yourself this amount of money, and you are the individual who is trying to get the property. You see what I'm saying? So you guys have to understand how to get approved faster for things, okay? And as an independent contractor, if you aren't able to show that you're actually what you, under your social security number, or under what you are doing as an employee is making, then they're not going to fund you, okay? They're not going to fund you. All right, like I said, you're going to get a house, you're going to get a car. If you're trying to do any of this stuff in your personal name, in your personal, like on your personal side, you're going to have to be able to show how much you make, okay? And they're not taking your word on it. They're not really taking your business, of you saying that your business made this or you showing your business made this. You're going to have to go and get additional documentation, okay? And it's going to be additional documentation where it's going to be, you're going to start feeling like, yo, they trying to know too much, all right? Too much. And if you ain't even been in business for 2 years, and then you go and try to show, like, say you've been in business for 6 months or for a year, and you didn't, especially 6 months, and you ain't really made a whole lot to your business yet, how are you going to be able to get approved on your business when your business can't even stand alone to show like it could back this funding that you're trying to get? It ain't going to work. All right? It ain't going to work. You're going to have to show that you make this type of money, right? So if you walking in and you trying to get a house, all right, they not going to want to see no damn you saying that you pay yourself out of your business account. Not gonna work. They're gonna send your ass right back out the damn door. When you put yourself on payroll, you come back and visit us, and then you're gonna be sitting there like this. Damn, why ain't nobody tell me this? And then at that same time, now it's gonna take a couple of months for you to build up to have enough checks to show that you make decent money. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're gonna want to see a year to date. Don't forget about that. They are going to want to see a YTD, and you're not going to have enough YTD on payroll services to be able to get you that house. Denied. I guarantee you. Denied. And once again, you're not going to be able to use your business to get a residential property. Okay? You're not going to be able to do it. Okay? You're not going to be able to use your business to go get a car unless you are using that car specifically for business, for work. Period. Okay? When you go to the car dealership to get a car, do they go off of your EIN number? No. Do they want to see your business information? No. Unless you're buying this car specifically for the business. And then if you're trying to buy a car specifically for the business, there's more paperwork for you to fill out about that. Okay? Because anybody could just walk up and say, I'm getting a car for the business. Now you got to kind of like prove that you're getting this car for the business before they will even take it off of your business credit. You gotta prove that. You know what I mean? So to alleviate all of this, get yourself a payroll service. I suggest anybody that is a contractor, that is 1099, that is doing any of this stuff, and you have a business bank account, immediately at any cost that you can, get yourself a payroll service. Make yourself an employee of your business. Pay the taxes, have the taxes, have the payroll service that you're using, pay for their full service. It will save you. Okay? Let me see. What did he say right here? I just seen when he says, then buy an apartment building unit, or buy an apartment building with 8 units and rent out 2 to 4 of them only. Like, that's for like real estate people. We're talking about everyday people. Everyday people. I'm talking to everyday people right now. Okay? Y'all gotta understand. Like we really gotta take like the craziness out of this, right? Because most of us as lease operators, independent contractors, ain't out here just buying up buildings and buying a whole bunch of real estate. If we're buying anything, we're probably trying to buy it personally for ourselves. Most of us. Now, we do have some investors out here that do buy property, but that's not majority. That's minority, okay? Right now, I'm speaking to the majority that are out here, that are lease contractors, owner-operators, anybody that's on 1099 and is getting money from the carrier or from whoever into their business account and going into that business account and paying themselves. You're doing yourself a disservice. All right? When it's time for you to go to a bank, get approved, time for you to go get a car, time for you to go, especially if you're trying to go get a house, you can't prove nothing. You cannot prove nothing at all. Okay? So I'm giving y'all that because, like I said, that was told to me. I walked in to my banker, said, I need this, I'm trying to do this, and basically, you need to put yourself on payroll service, give it an X amount of months, and then come back and see us, because then we can have a YTD. You know what I mean? But we can't go off of, and this is what she told me. She says, you know, the business makes a lot of money, because with the business, I was able to show that the business is doing close to about $750,000. That the business generates about $750,000 for a year. Who wouldn't approve off of that, right? You would think. Like, damn, almost like $1 million? Yeah, almost $1 million. But because I didn't have it structured correctly, now I have to wait a little bit longer, because it wasn't structured correctly. So I'm just coming on here to let y'all know that, so that you guys can be structured correctly, so y'all don't run into the same hurdle. Especially, like I said, if you're trying to go out and get a house, or you're trying to buy a car, you're gonna run into this situation. You're gonna have to prove it. And if you don't have no paycheck stubs to show that you're actually pulling that money out of your business account, and your business is paying you, and you can show and prove the wages, you're gonna be denied. And that's just real deal. Any questions? If y'all got questions, put some asterisks in here. I give y'all a little bit of time. Like I said, I don't want to touch on this too long, but it's really important. And a lot of people that are contractors, that are out here, truck drivers, lease operators, even owner operators, like, I don't want no owner operator to think like this ain't them. Like, if you are not on a payroll service and you are paying yourself out of your business account through a pass-through, and then when it's time for you to go and get something, you're going to be fucked. All right? Am I in the truck? Yeah, I'm in the truck. Day cab. In my day cab. Pulling container. You can see right there. EMP trail. And right now, I'm actually, update, I'm kind of like on like a little dedicated thing. So, what's a good payroll service? Once again, I've utilized all 3 of these ones. Paychecks, ADP, and Intuit Payroll. All right. Now, if y'all want to know from my top to bottom on which ones I like, I currently use Paychecks. I like Paycheck system. I do. All right. Paychecks is a full service system. They will do everything for you. All right. All you gotta do, you pay the fee. They'll do everything for you. They'll file it. They'll file your taxes. They'll cut you your payroll. Only thing that you need to do is when it's time to do your payroll, or when it's time for you to pay yourself every week, you just need to go in there and approve it. But don't worry, they'll walk you through it. Your first paycheck, they'll walk you through it, okay? So it ain't like they just gonna throw you to the wolves and they're not gonna explain to you how to work their system. Paychecks is the one that I use. Really, really freaking good. I like them. The next one that I use ADP, but here's the caveat to ADP. Yes, like O3 just said right there, paychecks. Here's the caveat to ADP. Is if you have multiple drivers that are in multiple states, but your business is in another state or in your state where you're at, but you have drivers that reside in different parts of the country, OTR, ADP doesn't understand how to do interstate commerce, okay? Which is what we do as truck drivers. We're in interstate commerce, okay? They don't understand that, all right? Only thing they understand is reciprocity, okay? And what they're basically trying to do is charge your drivers, make your drivers pay taxes for the state where the company is located, opposed to where the truck driver resides at. And with interstate commerce, truck drivers are taxed based off of where they reside at, where they live, not based off of where the company headquarters or the company is based out of, okay? And ADP doesn't understand that, okay? They talk about reciprocity. I called around other states. They don't understand why North Carolina is doing it. So if you got multiple drivers in multiple states, I wouldn't advise you to use ADP. If you have all your drivers in the same state that your business is in, so for instance, if you open your business up in Texas and all of your drivers live in Texas, then ADP will work because it'll keep it in state. But if you have your business in Texas and your drivers are in 10 other different states, I don't advise you use ADP, all right? I would advise you use Paychecks or use Intuit Payroll, all right? Now, as far as Intuit Payroll, don't get me to lie. My wife is in here. She can probably better assist me on this. I believe that Intuit Payroll is self-service, okay? I don't know if they offer the full-fledged service. My wife, if Shay, can you tell us if Intuit is full service? If they are, then you can utilize them. But I know when we was utilizing them, we was self-service, okay? And the only one that I know of is that gives full service, and they offer self-service. But once again, I don't recommend that you use self-service, okay? I recommend that you pay for them to handle all of your stuff for you. Is Paychecks. And I don't get no referral, so don't worry about putting Lowe's name down or none of that shit. Like I'm telling y'all this because it's important. If you really, really, really are serious about your business and you want to handle it the right way, they do offer full service. All right, so my wife says that Intuit Payroll offers full service as well. So either I would recommend Intuit Payroll services or Paychecks. All right, one of those two. I mean, those are the ones that I've used. Like I said, there's other payroll services out there, but I haven't utilized them, okay? Those are the only three that I utilize. So if I was ranking them one through three, for me, my top three, the first one would be Paychecks, the second one would be Intuit Payroll, and then the last one would be ADP, okay? Would be ADP. But if you do want to utilize ADP, okay, if you guys contact my CPA, y'all remember my CPA, Pete and Jack? Y'all remember them, Pete and Jack? I've given out their number several times. I'm not about to see and give out the number again right now because it's in the phone and I don't feel like picking that up. But if you guys utilize Jack and Pete or call Jack and Pete and have Jack and Pete set up y'all payroll services through ADP, okay, I believe that you get, like, they can get y'all like 30% off or like either the first 3 months service for free. So if you are or do want to use ADP, call my CPA, Jack and Pete. All right, if you don't know what their number is, go down about 2-3 videos where I said the best CPA in trucking. Get the number off of there. Give them a call. Tell them that LoShawn sent you and that you want to sign up to use ADP payroll services so they can get you guys that discount. I can't remember if they said it was 30% off or if it was first 3 months for free. One of those, but if you want to use ADP. But if not, Paychecks or Intuit, once again, Intuit Payroll, I don't get paid for nothing off of that. But I just wanted to drop that jewel there for y'all because I ain't on here that much like that no more, and I ain't really dropping a lot of content or informational stuff no more, because I feel like a lot of my stuff I've already put out there for y'all. But when there's something new that I have that I can pass along to y'all, then of course I'll let you know. But yes, everybody that is an independent contractor that has an EIN number is on 1099. You need to sign up for a payroll service and separate yourself from your entity, okay, from your business. So then that way, once again, if you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, or you need to go to the bank to get a loan, maybe a funeral is coming up, and you know your loved one didn't have no life insurance. Nobody else around there can support it. Now you might need to go to the bank and get a personal loan. Personal, you know what I'm saying? Like, your business ain't gonna be able to help you with that. But if you need to go and get a business loan, even on business, they're gonna want to still see where you separate yourself from your entity. All right, they're gonna want to see that, like, your expenses. They're gonna want to know, like, what is the bottom flat number after all expenses, like payroll, all that stuff, right? So, and you can't show that if you just sit there and say, I just go in their account and I'll pull $1,000 out. They're gonna be like, well, how can we prove that? You know what I'm saying? How can you prove that? How can you show us that? So get yourself a payroll service. And I don't know. My wife is still in here. Shay, what is it about the going figure on like Intuit payroll service for like full service and maybe Paychecks full service? I want to say maybe like, is it $80 a week or something like that? And look at it like this. All of that is a tax write-off too. You get to write off all of your payroll services that you utilize, ADP, all them. You can write all of that stuff off at the end of the year, and you get to write off payroll at the end of the year from the business, so the business is not responsible for paying taxes on it. You see what I'm saying? So as a business, you want to try to get your profits down as low as profit. I mean, you want to try to get your profits to where it's not being highly affected. Like, once again, like I said in the beginning, 100,000 being taxed at 15.3% is a lot more rougher, if that's a word, is a lot more rougher than if it's being taxed at $47,000 on 15.3%. See what I'm saying? So, but if you have a payroll, you can write that off. You know what I mean? If you don't have a payroll and you just say that you're going there and getting it, well, you're being taxed high as hell. You know what I'm saying? $100,000 getting taxed at 15.3%. Any questions, man? Asterisks. If y'all got any questions, throw some asterisks in here. I'll give y'all a few more minutes. I'm sitting here chilling, actually waiting for the traffic to die down a little bit, because I don't feel like being in stop and go traffic and shifting, okay? Shifting to 10 speed and stop and go traffic is for the birds, okay? I just ain't got it. Any questions? I'm gonna continue eating. I'll give you guys about 10 minutes. Make sure you put asterisks in front of your question if you got a question, or give me a scenario. I see asterisks here. Somebody says 25%. 25% of what? You talking about on the personal side? A business is taxed at 15.3. Personal side could be 25. Did you say to utilize payroll is only $80 a week? I was shooting a number. I don't know. Shay, what do we pay for paychecks? I can't remember. It's automated. Automatically drafts. I think it's $80 if I'm mistaken. Shay, what is it? Yes, I will be saving this video. This video won't be deleted. It depends on the amount of employees. Okay, so there you go. My wife says that your fee will depend on the amount of employees that you have. What's a good amount to pay yourself? Good question. Also, when you're paying yourself, very good question. When you're paying yourself, you don't want to, hold off on the questions real quick, y'all. I want to answer this question. because it's a good one. Now, I want to make this point too. When you're paying yourself, right, you want to pay yourself a fair salary, trucking industry salary, okay? But then at the same time, you're going to want to look at what it takes to pay your household bills, right, for the month. So now this is where you're going to have to sit down with the wife or at home or whatever your household or whatever your expenses are for you to live, and figure out how much it's going to take a week after taxes in order to pay you, in order for you to make a living, right? Now here's the catch. I wouldn't suggest that anybody pay themselves under $1,000 before taxes, okay? Do not pay yourself under $1,000. The reason why is because you, first and foremost, you need to pay yourself a fair market wage, okay? To make your business look legit, okay? So when you go in and try to get banking in, you want to look legit, okay? You don't want to make it look like, oh, I only pay myself $500 a week. It's not going to cut it. One, why it's not going to cut it is because when you go to the bank, you go get a house, you go get a car, guess what? You have just shorted yourself of being able to get approved, okay? Because now you don't make enough money to be able to get this house, to be able to get this car, to be able to get this loan, okay? So that's why I say, if you pay yourself a good $1,000 a week, most things that you go in to try to get approved for, you'll get approved, okay? That's $52,000 a year. You'll be doing good, okay? They can work with that. You pay yourself $500 a week, you're talking about making $25,000 a year. Places are gonna look at you like you can't afford this, but you know that you can afford it, but you shot yourself in the foot because you undervalued your work, if you will. You undervalued it so that you could save more money in the business account, right? And I dig it, but you shot yourself in the foot to where now they're not gonna approve you because they're gonna say you don't make enough money for us to give you the approval for this. So $1,000 a week, you'll be good, okay? $1,000 a week, that makes $52,000 for a year. That's way better than most household incomes in America, okay? $25,000 is about the standard, okay? That's why if you do 500, you're going, and then 500 after taxes, you're really down to like 400, 350. You know what I mean? So in order to get yourself that $1,000, whether you put yourself on a $1,000 salary, that's $52,000 for a year, or if you need $1,000 after taxes, then you probably might need to bump yourself up to about like $1,200 a week before taxes. But once again, it just all depends on your allowances and dependence in what you're claiming. All right, but good question, very good question. I meant to say that. Don't shoot yourself short. I wouldn't put my amount for anything less than $1,000 if you're a truck driver and you're gonna use the payroll service. All right, let me go back up. I seen another question that was up here. He says, how many months you need to be on payroll for a bank to approve you for a house? Typically, for a bank to approve you for a house, you need to be showing most of them for work history. They're gonna want to see like 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like most time, they're gonna want 2 years. All right, they're gonna want either 2 years or 1 year with some really, really, really awesome income, right? Some awesome income. So, but most of the time it's 2 years. You know what I mean? They're gonna want to see 2 years of some solid work history or steady checks and stuff like that. So do 1099 guys get taxed twice? For example, these company drivers that get paid illegally as 1099 contractors. All right, so the contractors that are getting paid illegally on 1099, they are being taxed at 15.4% because they're supposed to be contractors. Technically, they're not. So what ends up happening is at the end of the year, they don't have no write-offs. So if they make $100,000, they're getting taxed at $100,000, okay? Because they don't have no write-offs to bring them down. That's why I try to tell people as well, stay away from those 1099 deals that don't ask you for a articles of organization, EIN number, and also a business bank account, okay? And for those that won't allow you to write off any of the deductions on the truck, stay away from those 1099 deals because it's gonna hurt you as far as tax. The money looks good right now because it's coming in and it ain't being taxed, but Your ass will feel it at the end of the year. I guarantee you that. All right, any more questions? Let's see. 100%. What up, Lo? Do you feel a commercial lease with maintenance included is better than a low mileage pre-owned vehicle? In my case, the lease will run about a $1,500 more than the pre-owned. You see, when it comes to equipment, right, and leasing, to me, and I'm actually going to be doing a video about this too, and I'll probably do it next week. It's funny that you mentioned that, but I'm going to be talking about how leasing may not be for some people. But to answer your question here, leasing is one or two reasons why you should get in leasing, okay? You should have this mind frame. One, either you're getting into it just to make money and you don't care about the truck because it's a tool. You're not trying to buy no truck, you're just trying to get bread, okay? That's one reason you would lease, because you don't want to have no attachments to a truck, all right? You just want to get in the industry, get your money, and no attachments to a truck. That's one reason why you should lease. The second reason, another reason why you should choose to, or could choose to lease, is if you're like an individual like myself, you're looking to do a fleet, okay? And you need to know the inner workings of how leasing goes, all right? So then you hop into a lease, you do a lease to understand the inner workings of how to work your fleet, your fleet as being leased, okay? Or having leased trucks running your fleet. So that's, in my opinion, that's two reasons on why to do leasing. To me, leasing isn't like, if a person asks me, should I just lease and you know, buy a truck after that? I mean, once again, that's a choice that you have to make. You know what I mean? You have to figure out if you want a title, do you want to have a connection to a truck where it's like, once you get a title, now you own it and now it's yours, and now you're connected to that truck until you sell it? Or are you cool with just, you know, being out here getting the money, swapping out trucks when the warranty is up on them or whatever they need to be swapped out, getting your bag, and that's it? You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of people don't understand about leasing. Leasing is about you getting money and you not having no attachment to these trucks. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Once this shit is done, you got your bread, you're done with it. You know what I mean? You know, people don't want attachments to them. So, but if you have in your mind that you want to be in the industry for a while, you want to buy a truck eventually, then I would tell you, then if that's how your mind is on buying a truck eventually, then I would tell you to go with the pre-owned one. Okay? That's just my opinion on that. How do you take bonuses? Quarterly, yearly, whenever? All right, so good question. As far as bonuses, Trucker 202. Bonuses, either you can do them quarterly, but I would still send bonuses through paycheck, like through the payroll services. All right, because it's still, you can write the bonus off as payroll, right? So then the business doesn't have to pay taxes on that bonus, right? So I would still send payroll. I would still send bonuses through payroll. And honestly, that's your call whether you want to do quarterly, monthly, or yearly to yourself. You know what I mean? That's one of those things that you make a call on how you want to pay yourself a bonus. All right, any other questions? If y'all ain't got no other questions, I'm about to skedaddle because I'll make it back to Charlotte. I'm 90 miles away, so I'll make it back there in about 2 hours, which would be 5. Traffic could be 6:44, so right about now I could leave and make it there where the traffic is dead. Any other questions? Hey, listen, y'all got my time right now, man. Y'all got my attention. Normally I be doing consultation calls. So this is your time to ask a question, because if you ain't ask a question, hey, you're gonna need to do a consultation. If you're leasing through a mega carrier and you're a trainer, how would you do your taxes in that case? Will it be a good thing to do or no? Yeah, absolutely. Just if you train it, pay yourself more. You know what I'm saying? You can pay yourself more. So if as a trainer, if as a solo driver, you say, all right, I can make $1,200. If you training somebody and you can say, you know what, I could double that up. I could pay myself $2,400. There you go, pay yourself $2,400 before taxes and cut yourself a check. You know what I'm saying? So even if you train it, you just have to figure out, once again, it's going to boil down to what your expenses are at home and how much you got to make. Okay? Because at the end of the day, even as an employee at these at companies, when you go work with somewhere, the money, you got to be making enough money to pay the bills at the crib. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at your business the same way. So cut yourself a check where it's enough to pay the bills for home. All right, Adam. I'm about to skedaddle my damn self. I'll give you another 9 minutes. Any questions? Today is a teaching session. Y'all see, when we teach, we only have 107 people in here watching. When they think we on some bullshit, we have 300 people watching. Crazy how that works, right? When it's trying to teach you something and put some money in your pocket, make you guys better entrepreneurs, it ain't 300 people in here to listen. What's going on, Eagle Shotters? I see you in the building. Anybody have no question? All right, Trucker 202, my man. Trucker 202 is, you want some shit today, boy? Let me see what you say. Does paying yourself applies if your wife makes great money? Yeah. Still, you mean like as far as your wife has her own job and like she's being taxed, she has a paycheck? Do I still recommend that you get a payroll service and pay yourself? Yes, because it's still your business and you need to pay yourself as an employee still. All right. Will team driving be more necessary after 2019? I think team driving is always going to be relevant. I think it's always going to be relevant. Anytime loads need to be expedited, a team has to move it. A solo driver can't move an expedited load. And there's plenty of freight that needs to be expedited. Once again, if y'all want to get my attention, you got to put asterisks in front of there. I'm not reading comments that don't have the asterisks in front of it. I got about another 8 minutes. 7 minutes, actually. I'll make it last for an hour. Any questions on what we talked about today? Any questions? Anybody got questions, concerns, thoughts, prayers? What you got? I'm going to OTR and going local. And I won't miss it. Ha! Listen, man. Local hard, bro. Ha! I ain't gonna lie to you. Local is hard. And the reason why local is long hours every day, man. Every day. I think I've had maybe like 2 short days, man, for real. But local is long hours, and by the time you finish working local for the day, you get home, all you want to do is eat, shower, and go to sleep. Like, it's long hours. So consider that. When you go local, it's not going to be no simple 9 to 5 if you're going back to drive, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a simple 9 to 5. Nope. I found out yesterday that local, for being local, local's DOT clock, 16 hours. You can drive for 13. Yeah. It's either 13 or 14. I had a long day yesterday. Sure did. Had a long day yesterday. And I thought I ran out of hours. That joint told me to take another break. After I finished that break, that thing gave me 2 more hours to drive. I was like, yo, what? Yeah, local clock is different than OTR. And you gonna work. Okay, you gonna work. You gonna work. That's a fact. So even while you put yourself on payroll with the LLC, you still file all the taxes together. Yes, okay? You can still, you just be filing a W-2 for yourself as an employee, and then you'll be filing your 1099 for your business. Yes. You file both of them at the same time. Yeah, trucker Rob, you talking about local? Yeah, local hard, man. Like, I haven't driven this much my entire time on OTR. And it ain't even that I'm going far, right? Because right now I'm pulling the dedicated. It ain't even that I'm going far. I go 186 miles with an empty, and I bring a preloaded container back up to the rail yard. Another 186 miles. So I do like 380, 400 miles a day. It take all of 12 hours. All of 12 hours to do, okay? All the 12 hours to do, okay? And it's dropping hook on the other end. But with my situation, it's a lot of going through towns. Nope. A lot of going through towns. And I take an empty, again, I take one empty container, 186 miles, drop the empty, pick up the preloaded one that's already loaded, head back. I come in at 5:30ish. Today I came in at 7:30. But normally I come in about 5:30. And I won't be back in Charlotte, completely done, back over by the yard area to drop my truck off. I won't be back there until about 5:30. 12 hours. 12 hours. Are you gonna get it? Okay. You know what I mean? I did 60 hours. 60 hours every week. 5 days. Fact. Bro. Cause that was a fact though. 60 hours in 5 days, dog. You work. Oh, you see me on Brookside? Okay. That's what's up. And you be, baby? At least when you are local, you can have some sort of life plan. OTR is all over the place. Yeah, well, you know what? When I get home, you can ask my wife, man. When I get home, I be so exhausted and tired from just sitting in this truck, driving. I eat, shower, I go to bed. Like, barely have enough energy to play with the kids, man. Like, be so tired. And you gotta get up and do the same shit again next morning. All over again. Wow. So keep that in mind. OTR is relaxing Jackson, okay? They chilling, and they making more money. That's a fact. And you make more money being OTR. See, I don't know about you putting me right to bed, but I know it ain't long. I know it ain't long for I'm KO, bro, when I get home. Oh, you I was on the phone? Was I in the truck? Deron, was I in the truck? Or what? You saw me in the truck? Or you saw me in the car? Alright, that's a wrap. Oh, almost time to go. Alright. So listen, I hope this video was helpful for some of y'all. What I would suggest, and I would appreciate, and I would like, if y'all would hit the thumbs up real quick before we leave. If you was able to learn something today, hit the thumbs up. So it's beneficial for you. Also, I would appreciate it if y'all would share this video out to somebody that you know. Put it on your Facebook page, put it on your Instagram, put it on somewhere. So people that are independent contractors that are on 1099s can understand this so that they don't fall in that pit hole like I did. Okay? Like I did. Yeah. So, with that being said, man, y'all be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, like being safe. And as always, winners focus on winning. And losers focus on winners. And we win it all day right here. Trucking with Loshawnparks. I'll catch y'all sometime next week. Probably like, I'll try to do Wednesday. Sometime next week, okay? I can never give the date. But next week, I can tell y'all what we will be talking about. Because I have it on the book. On my little thing right here. Hold on. I wrote it down. Next week's title is going to be Leasing is not for everybody. This is why. And I'll explain why leasing isn't for everybody. Similar to what I touched on a little bit here today, but they go a little bit more in depth. I'll explain that next week. So if you are leasing or you're thinking about leasing, make sure you tune in for that video so I can explain to you. So you can make sure that your mind is right for the situation. All right? Yo, I'm out. Salute, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Share this out. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Hit the like button. I appreciate y'all.